All right, guys, this is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and we are back with another hero spotlight for God's Raid. Today, we're going to be talking about Orc Swordsman, who is a pretty cool hero. He is a melee hero and of the Orc clan, and we're going to see what he can put up. He's got some reasonable gear and some good stats. So let's take a look at his skills and see what he does. So he's got an A1 that basically deals damage equal to 120% of attack to a nearby enemy. Obviously, this can go higher if you level him up with his talents and give him better gear. We have a level 7 power slash that basically cuts through a target, dealing damage equal to 297% of the attack and causing a bleed. Bleeding targets, they take damage equal to 17.5% of the caster's attack every second for 5 seconds, and their HP regeneration is decreased by 20%, which is a very good skill to have, especially since a lot of tanks are jerks and keep rehealing. His flash skill is his third hit, and he uses a attack in a straight line, basically cutting through enemies in the way. He deals damage equal to 750% of attack and causes more bleed. Heals HP equal to 10% of the damage dealt, so he does have a life steal. Bleeding targets take bleed damage equal to 15% of the caster's attack every second for 10 seconds and suffer from a 20% decrease in HP regeneration. So yeah, really good skills for bosses. Definitely does some good stuff. Now, we also have him in Poseidon. Most of you will already know what Poseidon does. He basically hits everybody for 840% damage at the current level that we are at, and he absorbs damage equal to 80% of HP. Basically awesome because he puts that barrier up, and that is very good. He also has an attack increase of 35% for Orc heroes. He has an accuracy increase of 28%, and at the start of the battle, he will create a barrier basically so he doesn't get one shot by anybody, and it's 36% of his attack. All right, so his stats as of right now, we have 0.81 attack speed. His crit is basically around 44%, so not that great, but it's tough to work up. We've got 144 resistance, 224 penetration. Crit damage is 106.98. Crit resistance is at 948. He's got block damage, so he basically blocks what 8,000 damage basically, which is kind of nice. I'll take it. He's got a little bit of a dodge there at 851, and he's got some other stuff, basically some accuracy at 1749. We probably want to get that up. Tactics, the only thing we really have going for him right now is Orc attack, which we really haven't been leveling up too much, and I don't really use because he doesn't have an extra Orc person in his team normally, unless we're doing one of the towers or if we're doing one of the things in the Isles. Awakenings, totally max. He's got level 17 attack, 21 defense, and 14 HP. We'll probably reset it eventually since we do have maxed here. We have it all maxed out. So you do have 99 points because we've been using him as our main farmer, and that's basically where he's at. So let's take a look at his gear. He does have a hero longsword with crit penetration. It's got an increase in defense. He's got some accuracy. He's got a level 10 leather hood leather hero. He's got a leather hood, which basically increases his HP. It's got some accuracy, HP, and crit. We've got his armor, which basically increases his attack by 10%, which is kind of nice. Some crit resistance, accuracy, and defense. We've also got on his earrings, we have the Radiant Shield earring. It's the only piece I have that is not a plus weapon. We are looking to get something else so that we can increase his skill. His attack increases his attack by 214. We've also got his gloves, which increase attack by 10%, 31% attack speed, dodge 201, and crit, he's got 36% crit damage, actually. He's got an increase of attack on his boots and with defense, block, and dodge. Also very helpful to have that extra attack. And his what is this? His necklace has a barrier, so that's good. More barrier at the beginning with accuracy and defense, and his ring basically has an increase in his skill level, which is what we're looking for when we get these accessories. Now, as far as his training goes, we got lucky on one piece, I believe, where he's got his attack speed plus 30%, as you can see, very nice. Otherwise, he's got some general stats and some skill levels. That's essentially all we were able to get. We have not reset him yet. Eventually, we may do that just because we want to kind of, upgrade his gear and get him a little bit stronger. But once again, it's a random thing, so it's kind of tough. We do have him at 5-star, so we're going to see how he handles himself in here. I'm kind of curious. We're going to go to campaign, and just see how he handles himself by himself. So hell is not going to probably happen. We're going to go into very hard and kind of work our way through. So this is the first area of the hard mode. We're going to go into stage 1. It's 123,000 power. All right, so he is actually stronger. So we're going to remove all these guys and see if he can handle this as a campaign farmer by himself. Because that's really what you need in this game. You need someone who can essentially farm so you can level heroes up. So we're going to go in and just auto it. We're going to put it on full. He does have Poseidon, so that will help with keeping him alive and also wiping out some of the waves in the game as we run through. So there we go. Full. Let's see how he handles himself in the beginning of very hard. So it looks like he's doing pretty good, obviously. He's not going to have a trouble here. The entire team is 123,000 power, which means every hero maxed together. So there you go. He's able to wipe the floor with all these guys. Now we're going to move forward and see. Boom, Poseidon comes in. It's good that he can kill the waves pretty quickly because then Poseidon comes in on the final wave. All right, let's go and see if he can go any further with this. He's actually a really good hero. I'm honestly very happy with him. He's been my main attacker since we started the game. We got him right in the beginning. I think he was my legendary pull in the beginning. But yeah, that's basically what I've been using. Now in here, things are going to get a little rougher. So now we are at what, 238. Let's see if he can handle the first area of Sovereign. And then if he does, then we'll go into hell mode and see if he can handle the first area. Because we haven't done this in a while. The fact that he can kind of kill things pretty quickly. I think tank bosses are really where he's going to have problems because he's got to get through them pretty quickly. However, he's probably going to waste his god. Oh, okay, there we go. I was hoping he wouldn't waste it because now he'll get it here. Boom. Whack them. He'll have a shield for the next round. Because remember, he's got a lot of barriers. He's got HP restoring. I mean, he drops the healing, which is really good. I mean, he does crazy damage. Look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Dude is running through people, even in very hard mode by himself. Awesome hero. Let's go into hell mode and see if he can handle the first stages. I don't know how far he can go. That's why we do these videos. We want to see if they can handle certain things. So let's go into hell mode. All right, let's go to the first stage. This is basically where we used to farm in the beginning of the game when we couldn't really beat much else. So here we go. We're going in. Can Orc Swordsman handle the early stages of hell mode by himself and be a farmer for you? Well, we're about to find out. This stage isn't super hard, but they do hit insanely hard. So these guys are going to do a lot of damage. Hopefully he can get hopefully he can get into the next area. Boom. Before he uses his Poseidon, because he's going to use it. There we go. The tank bosses are where he's going to have some trouble there, but it looks like not so much for this guy. Looks like he's able to kind of blast through them. Look at that. He's kicking some butts. If he gets through the basic idea here, he's going to be okay. See, these guys do a lot of damage, so he has to start doing some stuff here. It looks like this is where he's going to start seeing some problems, where he's going to get hit for extra attacks, because those guys hit pretty hard. But there you go. He was able to do it. No problem. Done. So he can be used all the way up until hell mode as a campaign farmer, basically. You're going to have other heroes with him, obviously. So, some of them are going to be at least helping him out a little bit. So that probably wouldn't be even close to a loss if you threw some good gods on the rest of your heroes and if they're able to survive while you're leveling them. Most of the time in hell mode, you're going to be leveling heroes that are at least reasonably built. I figure if you're going to be leveling like really low level heroes, you'll probably just go into very hard and just kind of level them up in there until they're good enough to work around in hell mode. But it looks like he can do stage 1 of hell mode just fine. Now, as far as the arena, he's really good in here. We're going to do a couple fights in here. We'll just see what we got in here. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong thing. There we go. Battle it out. Now, he is pretty good. We are in Emerald right now. This is a really strong team, so we're going to try it and see what happens. I want to see how he does against really strong teams. We want to see if he can handle it. Honestly, a lot of times, because he's a frontline fighter, there's times that he literally gets killed. Like, as you can see, he's already taking the brunt of the damage because most teams do not like him. And unfortunately, he gets killed quickly. But it looks like he's handling himself pretty well. We've got Duke in the back to kind of help us out and keep him alive. Our healer's really strong, and we have Banshee in the team to keep them from doing damage. So there you go. We've got some pretty reasonable power there. Is he an arena hero? Yes. I mean, I would probably say one of the better ones, at least from the legendary heroes. Duke is insanely good. Paired with him, you've got the Orc Hunter, who might be okay in here, but otherwise, I would say you've got some other heroes that are reasonably good. The Skeleton Knight is a good hero with him because he can revive. Hopefully, if he could take away, some of that Well, I was going to say animosity, but it's not animosity. As long as he could take the enmity, that's what they call it, right? From the enemies, then I think Orc can kind of run around. He can get to the back row, which is really good, and he can do a ton of damage out there. Let's go into some other stages and see what he can do. We'll go into the islands because that's another place that he might be good. I don't know. Nope, no, we don't have the maze. I don't know if the tower for Orc is open. It actually is. Look at that. So we're going to go in here real quick. We'll check out the island after. So basically, these are the heroes we've got. She's level 3. We've got all these guys. We're 262,000 power in here. Let's see if he is strong enough to basically carry this entire team through Orc. I mean, there's no one in here that has reasonable defense or attack. They're probably all going to die, and he'll basically be the reason we win. Look at that. So he's going to be able to carry you through Orc for a while. I mean, we're already, what are we at, stage 51 now? So you will be able to at least carry through here. There's some other orcs you could use in conjunction with him. Obviously, the orc mage is a really good hero that you can use in here, which I think, are we using? Yeah, we are using him. He is also level 60. So those two kind of together will essentially kill everything pretty quickly as long as they have reasonable gear. My orc magician is not really geared out. So you're seeing that he can handle this for you. So if you do have, I would honestly recommend him even as a first hero that you pull when you restart. I'd be fine with that. Him, Duke are probably your best bets just because you're going to need damage. You can kind of make it through with a lower tier hero healer in the beginning and even a lower tier tank in the beginning of the game. But as far as damage, you need damage. So I would say him and Duke are two of the best ones that I've come across that aren't mythic. All right. So outside of mythic heroes, they're two of the best damage dealers that I've seen. All right. Are they the best? I can't tell you that because I don't have them all leveled yet. And I don't have them in the kind of gear that he's in. But yeah, really cool. So let's go into, nope, we don't want, yeah, we want to go into Cloudscape Islands. Now, in here, it's a little bit of a different beast. There's a lot of stuff in here that's really hard. We're going to go in here. I think this fight specifically, I don't think we were able to beat, if I remember correctly. Let's see. We'll bring these guys in. We got beasts, so we can bring these guys in. We can bring, no, we're going to bring him in because we want damage. And then I guess a healer, right? We probably want a healer. So we'll bring her. Why not? And then we'll bring this guy just to increase his attack. That's basically, sometimes you just have to bring in heroes who help him get stronger. All right. You could conceivably bring in another orc. Say we could do like another orc here, but it's not going to really help right now. So we're just going to keep it the way it was. We'll bring her in. There we go. Battle. Now, this is a tough fight because, and this is where I think he's going to struggle until you get his crit rate up, is in things like this because he he's not really good at killing things that are tanky like that. He does have the heal reduction, which does work. So you're definitely going to need some crit rate on him and some crit damage to make these fights work. We're going to take the full off. I forgot. We don't want him using any skills because these guys revive. So in this scenario, you're going to see that you might have some trouble. So you're going to need some backup on this. Preferably someone who can block HP regen. There's two heroes because as you can see, we're already at 212 right there. And we're having to fight this guy a second time. And these tanks get harder and harder each run. So now we're going to use this to focus down on the boss. We want our shields up. So now we're going to fight just the boss because we want to focus him. We don't want to be messing around with ads because the HP of this guy is terrible. And he does get more defense. So that's why I said he's probably a really good tank that you could use if you need somebody who can kind of wear down the clock. But at the same time, we also want more damage, which is why I actually choose to use the tank that I'm using right now, Paladin. All right, so we've got our shield. Let's see if we can get it right down to the boss. There we go. Now we just want to do as much damage to this guy as we possibly can. I don't really know if we're going to win this one. Like I said, it's a tough fight. This is one of the tougher fights that I've seen, just based on the fact that he can heal and do a bunch of different stuff. You could switch in some gods and bring in Isis, and it would be fine. All right, so that's the first run. Dead. Now we want to try and get... We have Orc Magician to kind of stop the healing, but right now he's going to start going crazy, say. So we want to use this to kind of do some more damage. All right, we're looking okay, and we're going to bring out the other attack. We've got 20 seconds left. Is this good? I told you, this is a rough fight, man. Boom, they actually won it. So, is he good for the islands? Yes, he is very good for islands. And so, either way, It's going to be a good journey if you have Mr. Orc Swordsman with you because he kills things very quickly, especially when you level him up, and he looks really cool back here by himself with the moon. Let's go in here and just keep an eye on him again real quick. There he is, Mr. Orc Swordsman. He looks badass too, I'm not going to lie. He is my favorite designed hero. Even though there are some heroes that are all flashy and lit up and all cool, he's probably my favorite design of all the heroes in the entire game. He is my favorite, and that's honestly why I built him in the beginning, not realizing that he actually just was that good. So, yeah, if you have him, I would say build him. I think he's going to really help out your journey, especially if you give him some really good damage. He's got 28,000 attack right now. He's got 3,400 defense and 317,000 HP. So he's up there. He's definitely up there. He's got some good gear right now. He definitely needs some startup gear, and I think he's going to be amazing once you start getting him into that 150 plus range of damage. And who knows, maybe with the new update, we'll see some crazy stuff from him, and he'll do even more damage. All right, so that's it for today. That's Orc Swordsman. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd like to hear from you guys and see what you guys think about these heroes. And also like, share, subscribe if you like the video. Feel free, tell everyone you know, share it with your friends, share it with your dog. I don't care. If dog starts subscribing, I'm in. All right. So this is Orc Swordsman, the Master Samurai Orc of God's Raid. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.